How's it going YouTube? It's Sean here, back today to give you guys a review of the Nike Adapt BB 2.0 in the Nike Mag colorway. After months of leaked images and rumored release dates, this pair randomly dropped on Nike Canada's website last week, and then they completely sold out. This pair is slated for a US retail price of $400 US, and it's supposed to retail for 450 Canadian, but for some reason on Nike.ca, they were priced at 400 Canadian as well. And on top of that, I was able to apply a discount code, so they ended up being just over 400 Canadian dollars after tax. The official colorway for this shoe is wolf gray, white, and light aqua, and as the name of the shoe suggests, this is the second version of the Nike Adapt BB basketball sneaker. If you guys haven't seen my review of the Adapt BB 1.0, I'll add a link to that video down below. But basically this incorporates the exact same technology, it's just that the silhouette has been reworked and the fit and the feel of this shoe is a little bit different. So first off, here's a quick look at the box, and as you can see, these come in a very special box. We have this Nike swoosh here done in this iridescent pixelated finish, and on the top left corner it says Nike Adapt BB version 2.0 year 2020. And then inside the box, other than the shoes of course, they also give us this charging mat along with this plug that you can plug into your socket. So being completely honest with you guys, when I first saw images of the Adapt BB 2.0, I was not a fan. I think that the design of the 1.0 is better than the 2, and I just think there's way too much going on from a design aspect on the 2.0. However, this colorway was one I had to pick up because of course, it's inspired by the Nike Mag. The Nike Mag, if you guys don't know, is a shoe worn by Marty McFly in Back to the Future 2. And the colorway is so special because that shoe of course was self-lacing, and this one is sort of self-lacing as well. So taking a deep dive into the shoe, the forefoot area of the shoe is covered in this ballistic mesh material. This mesh has a very plastic feel to it, which I didn't love. And then you'll see surrounding the outer edge of the toe box, we have these solid TPU overlays for reinforcement. Moving backwards, there's another TPU overlay which runs across the entire width of the toe box, and then next to this, covering the midfoot, we have this oversized white colored Nike swoosh which is done in this pixelated style. So this area essentially acts as a shroud covering the lace mechanism that's found underneath. And this Nike Adapt system tightens and loosens the shoe using a series of pulleys and cords. So you can see these cords peeping out at the top of the shoe, and then they run down the sides of the sneaker, eventually making their way to the motor at the very bottom. Underneath the cables we have your tongue, which is pretty well padded, and it's constructed out of this material that feels like a very synthetic suede. This material has a slight glitter to it, and at the very top we have this pull tab, which has the letter R on the right foot and the letter L on the left foot. The back end of the sneaker is constructed out of that same synthetic suede or synthetic nubuck material that was found on the tongue. And then overlaid on top of the back heel, we have this very large TPU heel counter, which gives you added structure and support for the back heel. And it also acts as a heel pull tab as well, which is pretty useful because this shoe sometimes can be pretty hard to get your foot inside. At the bottom of the midfoot on the lateral side, we have this large TPU overlay, which also houses the plus and minus buttons, which you can manually press to tighten or loosen up the shoe. And on the flip side, the medial side is a little bit different. Instead of the TPU overlay, in this case all we have is this large white colored Nike swoosh. Taking out the insoles, these come with custom insoles with the Nike swoosh and Adapt branding, and we also have the letter R again on the right foot and the letter L on the left foot. When you take out the insole, you'll see there's this white section in the middle. This is actually where the motor of the Adapt system is housed. So if you pull back the Velcro on the white cover, if you look inside you can see the motor, which is actually very dope. So the upper of the Adapt BB sits atop a full-length Cushlon foam midsole. This foam is painted in this gray color, but we have these hits of turquoise or green, which is inspired by the look of the Nike Mag. We do have an Air Zoom Turbo unit found underneath the forefoot, which is essentially an articulated Zoom Air unit, which gives the Zoom Air unit a bit more flexibility and more coverage for your foot. On the forefoot we have this Zoom Turbo branding, and the letters are colored in red, orange, yellow, and green, which is another nod to the Nike Mag. Turning the shoe over to the bottom, here we have your outsole, which is primarily done in this blue colored rubber. From heel to toe we have this herringbone traction pattern, and then on the forefoot we have this oval shaped heat map graphic, which basically outlines where the Zoom Turbo bag is found within the midsole. So that covers the look of the shoe, and similar to all the Nike Adapt shoes, the fit on this shoe can also be controlled using your phone using the Nike Adapt app. So it's the exact same process. I'm not going to walk you through the entire thing again, but basically you sync up the left shoe and the right shoe respectively, and then on the app itself you can see there's controls for both left foot and right foot. So for example, this is the right shoe. If I wanted to tighten it up, I could just push it forward like so, and if I want to loosen it, I just pull it down. And some other things you can change on the phone are, for example, the color. So if I want to do purple, if I want something more pink, so you can just cycle through the different colors and it reflects those colors on the actual sneaker. In terms of the fit on the shoe, I'd say that they fit true to size, but in a very, very snug way. I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. I took a risk, got these in a size 10, and again, they fit me, but very snugly. So even though this is a basketball sneaker, I'll be honest with you guys, this is not a shoe that I'll be wearing on the court. So for casual use, when I'm wearing my thinner socks, for example, it fits perfectly fine. But if I was gonna be wearing some elite socks, for example, then I personally would go up a half size. And even if you are wearing them just for casual use, and if you prefer your shoes to fit a bit more loosely, then I would probably recommend also going up a half size. I do have to say though, compared to the Adapt BB 1.0, I felt like the Adapt lacing system did a better job in actually containing my foot. So while I didn't test this on the ball court, I can't really say from a performance aspect whether it does the job. But just from wearing the 1.0 on one foot and the 2.0 on the other, I think that the 2.0 gave me a bit more of a customized feel, whereas the 1.0 either tightened or loosened the shoe all across the board without really factoring in whether I wanted a bit more snugness at the base of the shoe versus the top. So on one hand, while the 2.0 does a better job with that, the 2.0 is actually a bit more heavy, and I gotta say it is pretty noticeable on foot. Finally, again, even though I only wore these for casual use, with the inclusion of the Zoom Turbo unit within the forefoot, I could actually say this makes a difference. Even from just a comfort standpoint, you can feel the bounciness of the Zoom Turbo underneath your forefoot, and I'm sure that translates to benefits from a performance standpoint as well. So with all that being said, let's put on these Adapt BB 2.0s and I'll show you guys how these look on feet. I'll stick with what I said from the beginning. Design-wise, I still don't love this shoe. However, the colorway on this shoe made this sneaker look much, much better. For some reason, I just prefer the simplicity of the look on the 1.0, and I just think with the design of the 2.0, there's just a little bit too much going on, and the weight on the shoe was also pretty disappointing as well. Still, this is gonna be a crazy colorway to rock, and the Nike Mag is just one of those crazy grail sneakers, and it just happens that the colorway on the Mag works on the sneaker. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of the Nike Adapt BB 2.0 and the Nike Mag colorway. How do you guys feel about this silhouette in general, and what do you think of this colorway specifically? If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me a follow on Instagram at esco8, check out my Twitter account at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.